Good morning, everybody. This is Dan from Backpacking Adventures, and today I'm out on a new trail that I've never done. This is a Laurel Highlands Hiking Trail. This is in western PA towards the Pittsburg area and near Johnstown, and it's a point-to-point trail. It's 70 miles, and this one you have to stay at designated camping areas. They have shelter areas, I think 6 of them. And each one of them has like 5 shelters, plus like 5 tenting areas, bathrooms and everything. So this is gonna be a little bit of a different trail. So let's get it started. So after about 7 hours, we're finally on the trail. It took about almost 4 hours for us to get to Wilderness Voyagers, and that's a company. They do all kinds of kayaking and whitewater rafting and fly fishing trips and all this stuff up here in Ohio area State Park. We use them for the shuttle service, so we parked our cars at mile 0 and they drove us to mile 70. We're gonna go southbound on this trip, but yeah, so with that, it was like an hour and 20-minute drive in the shuttle to get from one end of the trail to the other. So yeah, it's a lot of driving. So it was 10:30 when we hit the trail, which is a lot later than we usually do. So the first day this is a 5-day trip for us, last day being the absolute shortest of 6 miles. And today we're shooting for, it's 13 miles, and then it's about a mile off the trail to the shelter, and that's, you have to stay at the shelter. So, and you have to specifically designate which shelters you're staying at. So you just can't go to any shelter area and camp. You have to camp at the ones you pick. View behind me, that's amazing. This whole trail, though, you are near a road, you can see it down there, and you're near towns and everything, but still, so far this is a beautiful trail. Yeah. The weather for this trip is going to be absolutely beautiful for at least the first 3 days. It'll be in the mid to high 70s during the day and the low 50s, maybe into the high 40s at night. Sunny. And day 4, they're calling for like 50% chance of rain, and day 5 they're calling for some thunderstorms. But day 5 is only, if there is a day 5. I mean, it's only 6 miles out, so no big deal. But overall, it looks like really good weather for this trip. Every mile or so on this trail, there are mile markers, if you can see it. We're at mile 65, but they're like cement posts every mile. Easy to see, but that makes it really nice on knowing where you're at and how far you have left. So we are at 65, which that means we did 5 miles so far today. We are just coming up on the Route 56 shelter area, and if you see, there's multiple shelters here. Fire pit, this is one, I think, of the smaller ones. There's more shelter areas down there, so these are pretty big, and a lot of there's, I think, bathrooms, trash cans at some areas. There should be picnic tables, but we'll see. Here's what the shelters look like. This is kind of like a lean-to. They're not real big, enough for like 5 or 6 people. They also have this really nice fireplace. So we're gonna stop in here and just have lunch. Trail sandwich time. Good. So each shelter has a bathroom, and there are trash cans in there. So you can, once you're done eating or whatever, you can put your trash. You don't have to carry it, which is nice. And there are there's a water source right here, a little pump. I'm not sure if this works, but I think on one of them it doesn't. The next one where we're going to, it doesn't. But if not, there's a creek right behind it. So there's water, I think, at every shelter. It is really a beautiful day. It is kind of cool. I mean, what's my little thermometer say? 67 degrees, but there's not a cloud in the sky. It's just beautiful. But as far as the scenery, you know, we're what, 6 or 7 miles in, and this is the same. It's the same exact scenery, and I'm wondering if there was a couple beautiful views, but I'm just wondering if the terrain of this, if it's going to look like this the entire 70 miles. You know, some other trails, like especially like the Quijana Trail, I mean, that had a lot of diverse, different ecosystems. There's some wide open areas, different types of trees, different, you know, so I'm hoping this gets to be like that. But I mean, it is a beautiful trail. But if it's not going to change, it's going to be kind of a boring 70 miles. So. So this trail, it's not one of those trails that you can just, you know, hike and look around and not worry about tripping or anything. I mean, it's typical PA trail miles, roots, rocks, and rattlesnakes. But it is a little bit more rockier than some of the other trails we did this year. And of course, now that I say that, the rocks kind of disappear. But I don't know if it's like this the whole trail, but you know, with Pennsylvania, just in general, you have to kind of watch where you're walking, so it's not a, you know, just one of those hikes where you can, you know, take in all the beauty all the time. You kind of have to slow down or stop to really look at it. But it is a beautiful trail, very beautiful trail, but there's some rocks. Just passed mile marker 57, so 56.9. So right up here, there should be the turnoff to the shelter. And one thing I forgot about this shelter is there's a road here with a lot of cars going by. And then on the other side, there's all these construction vehicles. And I remember watching other vehicles where they were at the 271 shelter and all they heard all night was beep, beep, beep from trucks backing up. So there's a car going by now. But I have earplugs, so I'm ready for that. So we're here at it's like a mile off the trail is the shelter area, but we came to this fork in the road. The shelter area is back that way, and then the parking area is this way. And I saw on Facebook the other day that the water source at the shelter, the pump, isn't working, and they're telling you to get it from the parking area. So we're gonna go down this way and see about if there's water. But I don't know if there's a creek there. It just says parking area, or if there's a pump or something there. So we're gonna check it out. All right, here we are at the 271 shelter. Finally made it. It's about a half a mile off the trail. The mile marker to get off here is 56.9, but total miles hiked today, I believe it's around close to 15 miles because we did go to the other shelter, which was a bit ways off the trail. So we're gonna try to find a spot to camp, and there's already people here, so we should be good to go. We're gonna get set up. dirty ground dweller. All right, I'm all set up. Got my Dream Hammock Darien with the hammock gear tarp and the hammock gear 30-degree underquilt. So it's a pretty nice spot we got here. I'll probably keep it in porch mode all night. It's not supposed to rain at all. He's over there with his tent, and we got a sweet picnic table and a firing right here. Probably gonna have a small fire because we don't want to burn our tents down, our tarps and tents down. So, but other than that, this is a really nice place. And here you can see they have piles of wood. They have another wood already split up there. It's really nice. And they even have a splitter here so you can make them into smaller pieces. That's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna make some smaller ones to start off, and we'll have some bigger ones. But like I said, we're not gonna make a big raging inferno because it's kind of close to our tents, and I don't want to get smoked out tonight. All right, got the little teepee started. We're gonna get ready to make a fire. We split some wood, and Dakota's bringing a couple bigger pieces, and we should be good to go. All right, so we both have American Works burgers from Packet Gourmet. The difference is I boiled water. I used hot water for mine, and he wanted to do it cold. He didn't bring a stove this trip, so he put cold water in. He let it set for 30 minutes. So then we're gonna see which is better, if it's good cold or not. It says you can, but it says you have to steep it for 30 minutes. So we're gonna try it out and see how it goes.
Looks like a cheese. Oh. Real good. Tastes like a cheeseburger. Oh yeah. It's good. So far, pretty good. Yeah, and everything hydrated well.
All right, so day one is done. We've got a nice fire going. It's getting late. It's going on 8 o'clock, so it's crowded here. Lots of people. Some more people came in, so we're just going to end it tonight. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow.